Hi everyone, welcome. Today has been a busy day already. Lots of goodies coming. It's the first of the month, so we have a new color of the month. Our color of the month is called Bite Me. I know you're probably thinking, what? But it is like an apple red. It is super pretty. I did post about it in my page. I'm trying to get my screen up to show that I'm live so that I can send this over. Guys, my iPad's like, no, I'm not doing it today. Not working. And I'm not sure why. There it is. There it popped up. Okay. So I'm going to send this over to my VIP group. There's so many good things going on in the VIP group. If you are not a Chalk Couture designer and you would love to be in that VIP group, guys, jump over there. I did put a link in how to get there, but you can always comment in this video as well, because I have a special going on over there that I cannot do here because this is an open page. That is a closed group, so special things can go on over there. And that cannot go on here. So I see people popping in. Hello everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous Friday. I kept thinking all day today was Thursday. I don't know why I was thinking that when I knew I had a doctor's appointment today. Is one of those days. So we are going to be doing this super cute transfer right here called Flower Market. I'm pretty sure that's actually, yes, that's what it's called. And we're going to use one of the new drop-in box frames. It's big. It is big enough for this. You can see this box frame. It's called the outside the box frame. That's our new ones. We still have our drop-in box frames, which are little guys that I put by my front door. I'm going to cut this, guys, so I can open this up. Now, what's cool about this new one is that it has different inserts. This is wood. It's whitewashed. And we have the other side is the color of the frame. It is the wood color. And then we also have, let me see. Okay, the hole's on that one. So you got it this way, you got it this way. We also have a drop-in piece that comes with it. It is a boutique board, and by boutique board, I mean reusable. That is sitting actually right here. Let me grab that. Okay, so that is our black surface, and on the other side it is white. Boutique boards mean they are reusable. You can scrape them off and redo them. So if you bought one of these awesome outside the box frames, and we have a whole bunch of different sizes, you can get the insert pieces to change out your decor. Make yourself a cool wall without having to change your frames. So that's super cool. And these are really light, so they can be held on with like the Velcro strips and stuff like that, which is what I use. And the heaviest part of it is the inside of the board. It is not so bad. So because we're going to use the wood side, we are going to wax this because our wood is porous, and you want to make sure your ink and paste, or not ink, I'm sorry, paste is not going to bleed out. You want clean, crisp lines. You want your design to look beautiful. So this is how we're going to do that. So I'm going to move you guys down so you guys can see a little bit better what I'm doing. You can obviously see that this kind of is bigger than the screen, and I am sorry for that. I am going to move it around so you guys can see it. So what I like to do with the wax, you guys can see there's lots of wax in there. I like to take the side that does not have the tag and dip that in the wax. Just kind of get some on there. The bigger the surface, the more wax you're going to use. And I just kind of dab it on here in different spots. And I do this with all wood. And then you're going to rub it on. You're going to get that rubbed in. Okay? And you can, it's easiest to go with the grain. We're going to need a little bit more than that, because I'm seeing that there's some spots that are not covered. And the coolest thing about it is it makes it kind of shiny, so you can see it in the light if it's covered where you want it to be. We're going to let that sit for just a little bit and kind of just absorb into that wax, or the wax absorb into the wood. So we're going to sit that off to the side for just a second. I'm going to actually put this down here And then we are going to fuzz this transfer. I will be live again on Monday. We're going to do a sip, chalk, and chat. There's some exciting news I'm going to share with you guys on Monday as well. So there will be videos posting this weekend. And of course, as always, I am around to answer any questions. Okay, so you want to keep your packaging and your backer sheet because these are reusable 8 to 12 times. Sometimes more depending on how well you take care of them. But Chalk guarantees 8 to 12 uses. And there is a use and care instructions on the back that tells you how to do it. So if you're going to use this with wax or with ink, it'll tell you how to do that. So as always, I write on the back of mine. I write the name of the transfer, Flower Market, and I always do top, so I know how it goes back on his backer sheet, and a dash mark. The dash marks are for how many uses I'm getting out of it. Because I want to make sure, hey, this one, I have used this one, let's just say 9 times, and now I'm starting to notice it's starting to lose its stickiness a little bit. I've used my disinfectant wipe to get the stickiness to come back, but I use this one a lot, so maybe I should order another one. So that is why I do that. Pulling out our fuzzing cloth, I'm going to make sure that we fuzz this really well, because again, we want those crisp, clean lines. And guys, don't be intimidated by these bigger transfers. They are just as easy to use as the smaller ones. And this is such a pretty transfer. It's going to have like a faux wood look to it. We're just going to use one single color. We're just going to do black velvet. Everything is going to be black velvet. Now you can make it super colorful if you want. You can change up the words. You can do all of that with lots of colors. Transfer tape is your friend if you're going to do that. And that's this right here. I will add all the goodies into the cart link to make it super easy for you. I just noticed that there's some debris on the back, so I don't want that there, of course. Just pulling that off. I'm not sure why that's there, but it is. And you can see that this is still extremely sticky. So we don't want it to be extremely sticky unless we were going to do this as an ink project, like on a pillow. That would be super pretty, and you could absolutely do that. And you can use the same transfer with ink as with paste. So you don't have to buy multiple different transfers unless you're going to do it multiple times. So we're going to keep fuzzing until we feel like the stickiness has kind of calmed down a little bit. I'm going to kind of pull this way. I'm going to go with it this way. And I'm doing that to kind of get the different fibers, to get a little bit more lint on it. Now the stickiness will come back as soon as I wash it. Now let's just say this sticks to itself and you panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. I promise. You put it under some water, you can pull it apart very, very easily. So don't ever do that and panic and be like, oh no, I ruined the transfer. That is not the case. Again, I got debris on here. It looks like the fuzzing cloth is going to need to be washed. One of the great things about our fuzzing cloth is it is machine washable. So I absolutely can wash that. And you can see it's still really sticky. But we're going to set this off to the side for a second because we're going to bring this board back up here so that I can get the wax. And I'm actually going to sit this right there just so I don't stick to it. So you're going to want to buff the wax off. I always use the side with the tag just because it's easier for me. Then I know what side I put the wax on and what side I took the wax off. Alright. That is good. So now I'm going to pull that off there. And we're going to lay this down on the surface. Alright. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. You want to make sure it's down nice and tight, that there's no bubbles in it. Hold on a second, guys. I just noticed, for some odd reason, My hair is in it, and I didn't even touch it to my hair, so that's a little weird, but okay. We're going to go with it, right? All right, so we are going to use black velvet. We're just going to use all one color. Now, you could, like I said, you could make the flowers one color. You could do the bike a different color. You could do the words a different color. I want this just black and white. I personally like that look. I think it's just very classic and super pretty. Now, you can see I've got quite a bit of paste on here. And I'm just going over top, pulling it through that silk screen. And that's what you want to do. You just want to make sure it's going through that silk screen. And we're just going to put it on here. We're going to move it around and get it going through there. So I always like to start just off the silk screen, pulling it through, making sure to cover everything. You do want to make sure everything gets covered. And so if you want to save a little bit and you're on a little bit tighter budget and you're like, you know what, I don't need a paste jar, I'm just going to use this black velvet one time, I recommend paste singles because you can use them a few times and then it's done. Now if you're going to do a lot of projects and you think you're going to do a lot of black and white, then I would recommend you getting the jars. And you guys can see I didn't even redip there. I'm pulling it through, making sure I'm covered on all of the spots, pulling any extra off that I may have. Pull that back into the jar. Close that up because you don't want your paste to dry out. Pull this up. You never want to pull from the corners, okay? You always want to pull from the center. And there is our flower market. So hold on, guys. I'm going to stick this to my table so that I can get this stuck there. And clean it in just a minute. And it looks like shiplap. I love it. It's got an antique look to it, which is even better. So we're going to dry this. Now you always want to make sure that when you go to put something back into like one of the box frames, that it is nice and dry. Because if it isn't, it's going to scrape off and you don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to make sure that this is nice and dry. And you can tell when it dries. It goes from a glossy finish to a matte finish or a chalky finish. This turned out so good. I love it. And of course, if you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. If you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and put hashtag replay so I know you've seen it. If you're watching this on YouTube and you would love to watch them live, you can join me on Facebook. I will put a link on YouTube as well. So you can watch me on Facebook. That's nice and dry, I'm sure. Yes, it is. Yep, nice and dry. Okay, so we're going to take our frame, and I'm going to move this up so you guys can actually see how I'm going to do this, okay? So we're going to take our frame. You can see one end is open, and we are going to just drop this back in, just like this. And put it in, and it's gonna go. Sometimes you gotta finagle it just a little, but it's not bad. And there is our project. How pretty is that, right? You know what would be really cute is to add flowers actually in the basket. Make it kind of 3D. That would be super cool. Or to even chalk this part of the bicycle and the basket with the flowers on a piece of chalk suede paper and elevate it off there. That would be super cool. There's lots and lots and lots of things you can do with this, and I love how it looks like you're doing it on like shiplap. I love that look. Super pretty. This can go with everyday decor, so you can put it up, or you could leave it only for like spring or however. This is an awesome, awesome design. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys have a fabulous weekend. I'm here if you need to chat or have any questions. And as always, if you are not a Chalk Couture designer, please click the SHARE button. Spread the love for me, and I will see you guys all here Monday for Sip, Chalk, and Chat at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I've got some big news coming, so hop in there. If you can't watch it live, you can always catch it on the replay. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.